The Cold Embrace. Shadows of Rejection, a heartbreaking tale. In the heart of New York City, where towering skyscrapers cast shadows on crowded streets, lived a young boy named Alex. With a heart as vibrant as the city lights, Alex faced a challenge that threatened to dim his spirit. Alex was gay, a fact that clashed with the conservative values of his deeply religious Christian family. One fateful evening, after a heated argument with his parents, Alex found himself standing alone on the cold, unforgiving streets of the city that never sleeps. The rejection from his family left him vulnerable, exposed to the harsh realities of life as a young, homeless gay teen. As the bitter winds of winter howled through the narrow alleyways, Alex sought refuge wherever he could. His journey through the concrete jungle was a desperate search for warmth, acceptance, and understanding. With each step, the city seemed to grow colder, and the weight of his loneliness pressed heavily on his shoulders. One particularly frigid night, Alex curled up in a hidden corner, seeking solace from the biting cold. Passers-by hurried past, their faces shielded from the biting wind, indifferent to the plight of the young boy huddled in the shadows. It was during this desperate time that Alex encountered a stranger named Sarah. Sarah, a social worker with a heart as warm as the coat she draped over her shoulders, noticed the shivering figure in the corner. Without hesitation, she approached Alex, a spark of empathy glowing in her eyes. "Hey there," Sarah said gently, crouching down beside him. "Are you okay? It's freezing out here." Alex hesitated, unsure whether to trust the stranger. The world had been unkind, and he had grown wary of extending his vulnerability. But something in Sarah's compassionate gaze reassured him, and he began to open up about his painful journey. As the night wore on, Sarah listened to Alex's story with an open heart. She shared her own struggles, fostering a connection that transcended societal norms. In that exchange of empathy, a bond formed between them, a bond that warmed the cold corners of Alex's soul. Sarah, determined to make a difference, guided Alex to a local shelter that welcomed individuals regardless of their sexual orientation. Slowly, Alex began to rebuild his life, finding a community that embraced him for who he was. However, the scars of rejection and the harsh memories of those frigid nights lingered. Alex's health deteriorated, and the bitter cold that had once threatened his existence returned with a vengeance. One day, as winter tightened its grip, Alex succumbed to hypothermia, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and the enduring power of empathy. In the wake of Alex's passing, Sarah dedicated herself to advocating for the homeless LGBTQ+ youth, channeling her grief into a force for change. She tirelessly worked to create safe spaces and support networks, ensuring that no one else would suffer the same fate as the young boy who had touched her heart. In the aftermath of Alex's passing, news of his story reached the ears of his estranged family. The weight of their rejection settled heavily on their hearts as they grappled with the consequences of their rigid beliefs. In the quiet corners of their minds, a seed of doubt began to sprout, prompting them to reevaluate their understanding of love, acceptance, and the teachings of their faith. Over time, the family found themselves haunted by the ghost of their decisions, the emptiness left by their son's absence echoing through their once unyielding convictions. As they stood at the crossroads of remorse and redemption, the question lingered: could they find a way to reconcile their faith with the unconditional love they had denied their son? The answer remained uncertain, echoing the complexity of the human journey toward empathy and understanding. The story of Alex became a catalyst for compassion, sparking conversations about acceptance and understanding. In the heart of New York City, where the lights shone brightly against the night sky, a flame of empathy was kindled, a flame that would continue to burn, warming the lives of those who felt the chill of rejection. The end.
It's a heartbreaking truth that, sometimes, it takes the loss of a life for us to finally open our eyes and see the urgent need for compassion and understanding. Through the poignant tale of Alex's journey, I hope the reader will draw inspiration to cultivate empathy, challenge societal norms, and strive to create a world where every individual, regardless of their background or identity, is embraced with compassion and understanding.